So, you want to do the headline of what people think and the reason why gas prices are the way they are? Like what is out there in the media? Not media, just people talking.
I think a big thing, especially in the U.S., is you attack the one person that's in office. Let's attack our president and say, oh, thanks a lot. Oh, thanks a lot, Biden.
Right.
Thanks, Trump. Thanks, Obama. Thanks. But like keep going back and back, and everybody does it. Everybody attacks that one person because they have to be behind this. They're the one person that's always on TV. They're the one person that's sitting in the White House.
Because the president makes every decision.
It's their fault.
Let's start there. Now, we're not going to go down politics at all on this. It's not what we're doing here.
No.
What we're doing is we're separating what is real and what is not real, right? And for everyone listening, gas prices are not driven by the president in any shape or form of it. Don't know if you knew this, but gas and oil, they're private companies. Crazy, right? Like they're privately owned and operated. Gas stations are the ones that actually set their prices. Oil kind of drives, the gas prices as well. From a, pure cost standpoint, where you live in the United States is also going to change how gas prices are. So you tell me if any president makes that decision or any politician makes that decision.
Wait, but I pay less for gas in Texas than what my family does in Illinois.
Well, yeah, because duh. Why
I don't think the president gets involved in state taxes is what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Because there's state taxes on some things too.
There's state taxes, supply and demand, by the way, which is, I think we all learned at some point in life, supply and demand is what drives gas prices the most, right? Take that big article about Buc-ee's. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's hilarious. And hilarious and sad all at the same time. But Buc-ee's giant... I don't even call it a gas station. Like I don't even know.
It's an experience.
Yeah, it's like I don't even.
It's an experience. It's a whole experience.
Yeah,
Where is Buc-ee's?
It's in the South.
Okay.
It is.
Come down, Lisa.
Yes,
I'll take you to Buc-ee's. It's a whole trip.
We'll just say it's an experience, but it has everything you would ever need, right? But they're technically a gas station. Well, they actually don't upcharge on their gas. They do it whatever it costs or even below. Because all of their money revenue comes from the sales of their food and merchandise and all that stuff, right? So there's this giant argument in lawsuits right now actually against Buc-ee's for this specific reason.
Yes.
Because they can undercut things and it hurts. Understand it hurts mom and pop shops. I get that. I understand that part. But, the BPs and all of them are fighting this because they can't lower their prices because they make their money on gas, right? So right there, Buc-ee's is, I think at one point was like $1 cheaper than the next closest. We'll just use BP. I don't know why I'm using BP, but it's there and we're going to use it. $1 cheaper for that reason. Now you tell me, how was that set? Who set that? It wasn't me. It wasn't you. It wasn't any of you. Well, definitely.
Sounds like the people that set the business model for Buc-ee's versus the business model for BP.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That's nuts. And I wonder why everyone's going to Buc-ee's instead.
I think it's interesting enough to...
the name is...
the name's sweet.
The name's not going to change. But there's another general store in the Midwest that recently bought out 2,300 Buc-ee's stores, like within the last year.
Yeah. Because they needed that model up here.
Exactly. So that's the thing is that it's all part of a plan. It's all part of a business plan. I can't make those decisions. You can't. The president can't. This X, Y, Z cannot make that decision. It's part of that plan that they have on their own.
Mm-hmm. So now let's get to the other part of it. Why is there a war? Don't know. Russia sucks. However, why do we buy oil from other places? Everyone always asks this. Why don't we just do it ourselves, self-serve ourselves? Well, one, we do produce enough oil for ourselves. Let's just start there. Like
because you hear that we don't have enough.
Above and beyond, we have more than reserves. We have oil, billions of barrels of oil off our coast that we have never even drilled into. That's not very far away. Okay, oil is not the problem. Us buying it, our reserves, has nothing to do with our surplus. It's global economics. One, right? I said that circle, right? But the world's the same way. The world's the same way. Okay, so there's one. Two. I think this is more of my conspiracy, not even conspiracy side, is
Your
control,
opinion.
right? Is the United States, we're, big bad, right? If we keep buying other people's oil and we have a bunch of surplus, can't we kind of control the politics in the world? Yes. Okay. Again, I'm not getting into politics, just saying that there's other reasons aside from global economics. So what happens when we essentially shut Russia off from the world, right? With their oil. Initially, logistics for other countries is going to be out of whack. People got to figure that out. What is that going to do? That's going to raise the barrel of oil price, right? Didn't know if you guys know that, but gas is a derivative of oil for those out there who didn't know. So if oil goes up, gas is probably going to go up, but it's going to lag, right? Has to.
Yes.
It can't lead.
There should be a lag. I think we need to address that too.
There's a lag.
Right.
So oil shot up above 100. Gas prices were the same, and now we're feeling gas prices went to 450. Oil came down. Guess what we're going to feel in a little bit? Gas prices will come down, right? Yeah. Crazy, right? This is fairly basic things. So now we have a new logistics of oil going on. The market is going to come to a balance somewhere. My opinion is our economy runs better when gas prices are between that 3 and 350, and it'll be that balance, and then it bounces out, and everything kind of goes back to normal. The inflation part of that's not today's talk, but there is still inflation. However, we get back to a balance, get back to a mean, get back to a norm, and then no one cares anymore. And then it trickles down to $2 and something, and then something else happens, and here we start arguing about gas prices again. But it's the president's fault. Doesn't matter who it is. It's just always the president's fault when it happens. So there's my soapbox.
Your best word
I'm
is
just
lag.
happy to pay gas prices because I know that when I walk outside, I don't have to worry about a bomb being dropped on my house.
Absolutely.
Your best word was lag, and I think that's the most relevant thing right now. Is people are like, well, oil prices are back down 25%, or 27% off the high, whatever it is, 30%, 50%. Why isn't gas? Lag. It doesn't work like that. I mean, the economics in me and efficient market theory and all this stuff that you hear about is markets are efficient. They're going to go back to an equilibrium, but it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a supply and demand. It's everything all built in one.
Yeah, I think it just in general, people aren't, thinking it that way. It's just they feel it. Like, is it up? Right. Is it down? How is it affecting my budget?
I don't even know.
How's it affecting my day?
There's a ton of people that feel it, but I want to say they say it before they feel it.
Right.
Oh, I think so too, because okay, so Byron and I talked about this kind of stuff. He drives 45 minutes one way to work, right? We use a lot of gas in our household. I don't even know what the price of gas was, but when we sat down and actually figured it out, it was like a grand total of $60 a month increase for us. And he drives 45 minutes one way every single day, right? Okay, it's one thing to complain when you're sitting there pumping, but what does it actually mean to your household budget? In the grand scheme of things, $60 goes basically unnoticed in our household, right? We have a 15-year-old that eats that in a day. So it relatively goes unnoticed. But at the same time, I know there are people that don't have the luxury of having $60 extra in their budget, right? So there are definitely people that are feeling it.
Yeah. But also I believe it's all relative too, in a multitude of things. Your 60 might be someone else's 15, 20.
Exactly.
Also, when you're building, and again, if you're doing this alone, this is where we come into play. You build in that ability to move. We build in that flexibility in your plan. Mm-hmm. Now, some people don't have it. However, even I beg to differ. I've been through it a lot in my life where you say you don't, but you still pay for cable. You still do. There's ways to make a budget work in almost every situation, as long as you're making money. Yeah. If you're not making money, that's a problem. So it's relative in that regard, but also a lot of people I'm hearing this from also drive trucks. They also have ATVs and vehicles that probably get 12 gallons, 12 miles to the gallon. You made that decision for that vehicle. You have to own the fact that it's going to go up. You're going to have to prepare for that when you make that first decision. That's why this weekend my brother-in-law was like, what are gas prices up here? And I was like, I don't know. I think I paid like $96 to fill up my tank last time. So whatever the math is on that. And then he started to get into the little politics of it. But I was like, I don't know. I don't care. I know I'm going to have to pay it because I drive a truck. That was my decision. And really the difference is, I think it's like ends up being like $25 a tank from the high of what it was to what I'd normally pay. And, that's $100 a month. Yeah. But I know that is my fault, not because gas prices went up, right? You have to prepare for all of that. So I think it's all relative in regards to that topic.
Yeah. I think the funny thing about it is, as well, you mentioned trucks and everybody's driving trucks. Dealers know that too. So look at Ford. They're just making trucks basically now. Like they're ending cars. They're doing that stuff. People were less concerned about their miles per gallon. They just wanted their vehicle to work for them and this kind of things. They're listening to the people. That's what they're a smart company. So they're going to do these things and they're going to they're not making, efficient enough cars. You didn't want those before.
America doesn't want all of that.
Exactly. You didn't want those before.
Yes, there's a lot of electric cars and all of that. And it'll be popular here and it will even grow. At the end of the day, Americans aren't going to just be like all in on not something that uses like 2 gallons or 2 miles per gallon. Like, it's just not us. It's not America. Yeah. I'm not switching to electric. I understand. Live with it.
I think another big thing on this, before you feel it, Lindsay, like you were talking about, you're gonna see it before you feel it. We are visual people. 99% of this population is visual people, where we're saying, okay, I see that $96, and it might have been $80 2 months ago, and it's like, oh, it's $16 more. People do that in our world too. Right. Oh, I saw that this dropped. What happened? Why didn't you make a change in that? It's not part of the plan.
Yeah, it's just not.
People want to see everything. They just want to see stuff going up,
right,
in our
up
world.
Only.
Exactly,
it's
up
and
only.
Down.
It's part of the plan. Stick to your guns.
It all takes time, and then we have to have a conversation about who sets gas prices.
I mean, what goes up comes down, right? I mean, just what goes down goes up.
Yeah. So fun. Anything more on gas? I know we just had to talk about it because it's annoying.
Makes me think about summer road trips.
Well, you're right. But where
are you going?
What it does is it reflects back to how poorly educated America is in the financial sector and the wealth sector. Let alone what the media drives and politics and all. I'm literally just the education piece or lack thereof, ongoing education. And that's why we have the careers we do. And it's important that people, regardless if you have a plan or not, start doing your little bit of your own research, or at least asking the experts that you trust, so that way you don't have those day-to-day stressors. Mm-hmm. Those day-to-day stressors are what cause poor decisions, poor health, name it, it's out there. I got asked this last week, I don't know who it was, but they asked, how are you fielding all the calls about what the market's doing with your clients? I was like, I don't think we've gotten one, maybe one, but it wasn't like directly correlated to the market going down. And that's because of the education piece on the front end. And it's part of the plan and holding more in cash because something's going to happen. And then we can deploy the plan that's in place. And that's how it should be. It should be on the front end. It should be part of the plan, not, oh, yeah, the market went down. Sorry, I didn't see that coming. Like, it wasn't going to happen. And we all know it's going to happen. So I'm off my education soapbox. That one really gets me going.
Is that the word of the day? Soapbox? I've heard it a couple times.
Fireside
chat and soapbox.
Yeah, good. I just feel like
I mean, I think you said
traditional.
The one thing I want to just reiterate everybody is that flexibility within your plan. So things are going up, things are going down. Do you need extra cash for something? Do you need to take away something? So just having that versus this rigid, this is how it has to be, is the better way to look at it.
Oh, and don't blindside your planner, please, with something that doesn't help us.
Like what?
Oh, $30,000 expense. Or, this. And you're like, whoa, hey, it was never talked about. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to try. We're going to make this thing work.
Yeah. And I think Lindsay hit on it very, very well with the creativity. And you talked about sphere and different stuff like that. Your accountant is part of your sphere. Allow us to be creative with your accountant, and we'll set up the proper accounts. And your accountant's going to be like, oh, hey, we need some more deductions this year. We're going to go into this account. We don't need those deductions this year. We can go into this account. There's ways to get creative and reach those goals, both short-term and long-term, that people have.
It's a circle, not a sphere.
Sphere of influence. Circle.
Lindsay heard it too. That's why she's laughing. Come on.
They're both round.
I mean, one's a circle. I don't know if it's round.
One's flat.
Yeah,
One's three-dimensional.
Yeah. Huh? You're just thinking in 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. He must have just saw an ultrasound or something recently.
We're totally nerds.
I did.
It's all right.
I did.
Yeah.
We'll
that's
see
why.
another one
That's
later.
Why. That's why.
But, yeah.
You're good, right? You're good.
You're good. Any other topics that we want to
Pondering.
get off our chest?
He's pondering.
Hey, thanks for not calling me out too.
Yeah, I know, but I had to.
The sphere.
Anything else? Any other off the chest things you guys want to talk about? Make you feel better about life. Help others.
I think the best thing that we can do in this situation is ask people what topics they really want to hear. I think that's our job, and that's what we're trying to do with this, is educate people around relevant things.
Yes. So next fireside
When
chat.
is Tyrone coming on?
I don't know. I got to follow up with him. He kind of went silent, but yes, hopefully soon. I need to get his-
Because people are asking questions about crypto.
Good.
And that is a relevant thing, absolutely. So
It's kind of. I mean, it's a topic.
It is a topic.
It's a topic.
Perhaps.
I mean, apparently big enough for there to be some regulations coming out
exactly.
that they won't give details on. Kinda weird.
Why would they?
The only detail they gave is they're basically going to regulate it. Like that's what came from the White House. We're putting a team together to regulate. Cool. I like it.
To regulate it or to look at regulating it?
Yeah. I don't know. I just read it as regulated because that's what the SEC is going to do. Like that's what they do. But it legitimately, I think, like the first thing was building a team to look at what it would look like to regulate, which is like the most gibberish, vague answer.
A lot of words.
A lot of words. But who knows?
I mean, Arizonians don't have to necessarily worry about this, but daylight savings just getting expunged in 2023. That's always
cannot wait.
I'm so excited.
No, it sounds good, but the research around, they've done it before and it didn't work.
Well, I think originally it was to help farmers, give them more time for harvest, more time for, planting season, different stuff. But then there was research saying that doesn't impact it that much.
Well, and now with all the technology, it doesn't matter.
I was going to say they all have GPS in their tractors.
Doesn't
It doesn't really
anymore.
matter.
Should matter zero at this point. I'm just tired of my kids and me changing the times, and that's more of a personal thing, but I was excited. However, there's other topics, but they decided to pass that one. Finally. A little more pressing
True
things,
law.
but that's the one.
True law.
Yeah, right. That's the
Most
one that
important.
they dealt with.
So yeah, I think if the audience, people out there have topics,
Yeah.
they should reach out.
I think that's.
What do you want to know
big thing.
about?
Exactly. I think that's a big thing, though. I think it goes back to us being vulnerable and being able to talk about their topics and understand where they're coming from. You're not alone in thoughts, concerns, questions that you have, and I think that's something that you can always make relevant as a planner, is saying, hey, you aren't alone in these situations. There's other people out there like you. As much as you think that you're unique,
You're not. Sorry.
I mean,
you're not.
We see it all the time.
You're not. All the time. Unless your name is Joe. Because Lindsay has 1,000 Joes.
If your name is Joe, you are going to be my client. I'm just letting you know that right now.
If your name is Joe, go see Lindsay.
It's a pretty niche market, but it's working.
Any Joes? Bring out
It's
the
very
Joes.
much a niche market. That is for sure. Understatement of the year.
We should make sure that's on our website. If your name is
That's
Joe,
hilarious.
you must work with us.
Oh, man.
All right, everybody. Well, that was a great show today. I had a lot of fun in talking about different topics and not necessarily pigeonholing us into one exact situation, but being able to open the door and get vulnerable. So if you guys liked it, like, subscribe, follow, share any platform that you get your podcast from. We're also on YouTube. These premiere weekly on Wednesdays. So it's our Wealth Wednesday. So again, if you guys want a topic talked about, comment, reach out to us via email, call us, stop into the office and say, I want you guys to talk about this. Fan mail us, write us a letter, whatever it is. But
letters,
yeah, fun. But whatever it is, we just got a letter, Blue's Clues stuff. That we can have that segment here soon. But no, we appreciate you guys, and we have a lot of fun doing this. And I think that's something that's sometimes we don't necessarily talk about. We have a ton of fun talking about these things and making sure that people are informed and people are educated. I think that's what our plan is, to disrupt and make sure that everybody's as educated as possible on all topics.
Yeah, that'd be really fun to just randomly open mail and answer the question.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone,
I think it'd
confirmed.
be awesome, actually.
Tyrone will be on our April 4th episode, which will air in April. I'll get you that date later. But on April 4th, that'll be when we film that one.
The Crypto King is going to be on, right?
Crypto King with our in-house Crypto Queen. I'm sure they'll talk a lot, and I'll just be over here going, butterfly.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
The preceding program was sponsored by Black Mammoth. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Black Mammoth. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Black Mammoth website, www.blackmammoth.com. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to effect transactions and securities or the rendering of personalized investment advice due to various factors, including changing market conditions. The information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up-to-date, Black Mammoth do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature and is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Past performance is not indicative of future results.